We are living in the fifth dimensional consciousness where we are creating our reality faster than we can imagine. And 95% of our lives are run and created by our subconscious programming. Imagine how your life will be when that 95% subconscious programming is set to attract, manifest, and create everything you desire. Would you like help to change yours? Join Tamra Oviatt in Living in Fifth Dimensional Consciousness here on OMTimes every week, where she will connect to the source energy and change your subconscious programming by deleting your negative belief systems. Tamra is the founder of Sacred Activations, a subconscious meta-programming process that rewires your brain and shifts hundreds of your belief systems so you can break away from lack, pain, and suffering and take control of what you want to create in your life. Tamra has helped hundreds of thousands of people worldwide, and she is here to help you too. It's not about fighting what you don't want. It's about creating what you do want. And the only way to do that is to change and upgrade your subconscious programming. Let Tamra help you create magic in your world. Join her now for Living in the Fifth Dimensional Consciousness.
Hi, welcome to our show today. I'm really excited to be here with my friend Wade. Wade is absolutely an amazing guy. And I met Wade about almost 3 years ago on Facebook, and I was communicating with him. He's living here in Mexico, and Mike and I knew we were moving to this area, so we started talking to Wade. And I told Wade, you know, when I met him, I said, I'll buy a house. I'm going to be buying a house from you someday. And a little over a year ago, we bought a house from him. Wade is absolutely amazing. I had to invite him on the show today. I had a conversation with him a couple weeks ago about money vibration, you know, because I've just always been with the flow and I've always had enough, but I really wanted to feel the experience of being able to make a lot of money. And that's something I really do want to experience in my lifetime. So I was talking to Wade about it and I invited him on the show because it's absolutely perfect message. So welcome to the show, Wade. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Tamra's really, for you in the audience who don't know, you know, you see someone doing these shows and you think, okay, what's their life really about? She's a real deal, and you are. And I'm an author. I'm a psychic. I mean, I can feel fake. This lady is not fake. She is the real deal, and I love her to pieces. But we started talking about vibrations, and that's where people don't really understand. You know, everybody says I want to get rich, and they all want to do it because they want the money. And it's not the money.
Yeah.
It's not what you look at when you want something. And you know, we've all done this time and time again. You see a new telephone in a magazine or online, and you say, I want that phone. And then everywhere you go, you see that phone.
Right.
You put it in your subconscious that you're getting that phone. Forget about the money it takes to buy that phone. You're going to get that phone. Same thing with a car. You buy a certain model of car. Now it's everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere you look, you see your car, except you're not driving it until one day you do. And it just happens. But vibration, there's two things that you need to really look at above all else. Is number one, change. You have to be able to change. And if you don't like change, and if you don't change, that's where the first part of the problem comes. And everybody, you know, people say, I don't like change. That's the biggest bunch of bull I've ever heard in my life. Everybody loves change. You love a new car. You love a new dress. You love a new house. Those are all changes in your life. So first of all, accept change. And then if you want to hit that vibration, and people are going to say, okay, what's the vibration? What is it really all about? It really is the same thing. Like, remember when you were 16 and you had your favorite song on the radio?
Yeah.
And you heard it and you turned it up. Or you bought the cassette or 8-track or the CD or whatever it was at that time. And you played it over and over and over and over because it took you to that vibration. But you didn't realize that was a vibration. That's what made you feel so good. You know what? Eating a piece of candy or getting something new doesn't make you feel good. It's the vibration of what you wanted that made you feel good. And it's the exact same thing with the song on the radio. When you hear that song, totally different spot, and you love that feeling. It's a vibration.
Yeah.
And people have to understand that when you start vibrating to a different level, it's really simple. When you walk into a room, everybody's going to notice. Everybody's going to notice you. Animals will come to you. Everybody's going to come to you and tell you their problems. People will do anything that you ask only because you've asked them, because your vibration is true. That same vibration will take you to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the reality of it. And then also, you have to understand that if you want to get to this next level, you can't keep doing what you're doing now. Because you're not there.
Yeah.
And that's what people keep saying. Well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be in this new place or get this new thing. Until you work harder or until you change that vibration, you're never going to have. You can't keep doing what you're doing today to get what you don't have. It doesn't work. You have to be able to do something different to get, and I'm not saying harder, I'm not saying more difficult, but you have to do something different to get where you're going to go, because what you're doing right now isn't taking you there.
Right.
So that's where people really have to understand with vibration. That's the most important part.
Yeah. And to spend time on it, spend time focusing on what it is you desire. Put some energy into it, like you're saying, a vibration.
It's when you put energy into it, you don't realize, okay, I just went, as everybody knows, cars right now are really hard to get because of these computer chips. So I'm going everywhere trying to find a car. And they're not to be had. There's 3-month wait, 4-month wait. Well, I really believe that everywhere I go, people are going to do whatever I need.
Right.
And I believe that, and I'm wholeheartedly. So I walk into the car dealership. They had a car there, and they said, well, we have a demo that you can drive, to see if you want it, and we'll order one for you. So I drove the car, not the color I wanted at all, but it was a color that I was supposed to have. And I walked in and I walked out, and I says, good, sell me that car. He goes, we only have 200 kilometers on it. We can't sell it to you. I said, okay, go talk to your boss and then come back and tell me what day I'm going to pick it up. He goes in to his boss and he comes back. He goes, can you get it Tuesday? I couldn't wait 4 months for a car, but that car, when I got into it, I felt the vibration of that car.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. When you get something that's newer, especially, and I think one of the most important things that people forget, say thanks before you receive.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing that you do. And everybody around you that helps you, thank them every day. And one of the biggest things with money that you have to understand is when you have it, give it away. And don't give it away in little pieces and don't feel bad about it. Give it away in abundance.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you give that money away, you created a void and more money's going to come in.
And more money comes in.
And what's really funny, when you create that void, it's like this little pocket that expands. So when you give it away, the expansion of giving it away just fills it with more and more money all the time. But it's not about the money. But money is what's going to get you comfort. It's going to get you peace. That's all it does. It's not going to make you happy.
No,
but,
definitely
it's going to make you feel, I don't ever have to worry about paying a mortgage or paying any kind of bills. Because first of all, when you start living this way, you don't have bills. Because you have so much money, you don't need to finance anything.
Right.
But
you just pay everything off.
You just pay it off. You want something, you go buy it.
Yeah.
And that's where another place where people go bad. Well, if I get this, you buy a new car, and I don't know what car payments are today, probably a few $100 or whatever it is, the number is. So all of a sudden you get this new car, you love it until the first of the month when the payment comes due. And then now I got to pay for it. Now you just created negativity in that new car that you wanted so bad. So why not, when you want that new car, create it and then create the money to buy it before you have to buy it through somebody else.
Yeah. I just paid my car off.
Didn't that feel good?
Yeah, it felt so good. Yeah. And I sold it to my niece.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. I just went on the other day and just paid it off and
that's a good
sent
feeling.
the pink slip to my niece and said, enjoy.
The only bad thing about having no bills is you never know what the first day of the month is. There are no bills coming in.
Yeah.
So you're on this journey right now, and I mean we know each other very well. You're on this journey to expand again.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready for that next level.
Yep. So what are you doing? What are you doing differently that today is going to take you to the next level?
What am I doing today that's going to take me to that next level? I'm working a lot. Which I know it's work smarter, not harder.
Right.
And I get that. And I know it's the vibration. And see, that's something I haven't focused on, vibration of money for years. And I've always had enough money. I traveled for 8 years in between Mexico and Europe and had a house in in the States, everything was always paid for. And no matter where I wanted to go, I've always had enough money to do that. And I'm still in that space, but to pay off my house in cash, I'm not there yet, and I would like to be there. I would like to pay cash for my house. I'd like to have it no mortgage
You're just that
on
close.
it. I know.
That's it. We're always just that close.
Yeah. And I would like to be at that space, and I would like to, because I donate. I'm always donating. I'm always helping out. I'm always giving. I'm always doing that. I do it on the streets. I send it to charities, whatever, but I'm always donating and circulating that money.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah.
When you start taking yourself to the next level, it really has to be a subconscious effort. I mean, everything we do is subconscious.
Everything. 95% of our lives are ran by our subconscious mind.
That's right. But you really have to do this subconsciously, not just say consciously, I'm going to go do this. You have to subconsciously accept this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then people, when you write books or you do TV, I do TV shows for HGTV. Everybody's like, well, are you really that way all the time? You have to be that way all the time.
Yeah.
What you do one day build a house, all glass windows, wash your windows every day and let everybody look in. That's what we do when we ask other people to help. When we're asking someone else to help, if I ask you to help me, I'm going to make sure that you can see everything and you're going to be comfortable to help me. And it's not that I don't even have to ask you. You're going to want to.
Yeah.
You're going to want to help me. And that's what people do is you have to get yourself to that next level. And that next level isn't very hard because you're already living it.
Yeah.
But you're the one who put that step in the way. You're already living it. Now you just have to do something different to get that something different that you want.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. And when people ask me my goal has always been world peace.
Right.
That's my drive. So really, the more money I bring in, the more I can be out there and the more people I can help become into peace within, because that's how we get world peace.
That's it.
It's not out there anywhere else. It's all in here.
Right.
So, I mean, what's my goal and why do I want to do that? I want the freedom to speak. I don't want to be afraid of what I'm going to say if I'm going to be taken off of YouTube. I mean, I've had strikes for saying very minimal things. I want to be able to speak my mind, and really what's in my mind is not fighting against anything. It's about you have the power within you to create world peace. So therefore I have also the power within me to create millions, but then your mind gets caught up in, but what's going on today, and it's like, well, wait a minute, because that's just an illusion. That's just all part of the matrix.
That's all it is. It's funny. We, like I say, we've known each other for a while, and I meet a lot of people that, this is what I do, and this is it. You're one of the first real people I've ever met. And I say, and I don't say that often. I mean, I don't need to say that to people, but when you have someone that's real, we could talk for hours.
Yeah,
we do all the time. We could sit down and we could literally talk for hours about nothing, and it's something. We turn it into something. We turn it into a positive aspect. We turn it into something good all the time. And that's what you have to do with every part of your life. You literally have to come in and say, today, this is what I'm going to do. Now, that's the mechanics. But the most important thing is you have to realize one day, this is who I'm going to be. And if the person running your life is doing things wrong, if you're having a problem with your life, the person running your life, you have to change it. That person running your life is you.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong, you have to change it and go wrong. Because normally I could, we were out this weekend shopping. Everywhere I go, the parking spaces open up immediately.
Yeah.
And my other half, Brian, was like, how could you do that? How could you always get a parking space real quick?
Because I expect to.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. You automatically, I get green lights, and it's not about driving. It's not about anything at all, but it's just those little things. If you play a game, and I used to do this all the time, and I get yelled at sometimes for doing this. Go to a convenience store and take a $10 bill out of your wallet and go pay for whatever it is. But when you give them that $10 bill, think about giving them a 20. 80% of the time, you're going to change back for 20.
Oh, no.
All the time. And then you have to argue with them about, no, I'm going to give you a 10.
Yeah.
But that'll show you how important vibration is. And that's just another way you vibrate, because you know what? I vibrate pure. So when I come in, I give them that 10 and I think myself 20, they're hearing 20.
Right.
They trust me. I'm not doing anything wrong. And I never take the money. I always give it back. But
Right.
it's just a little chuckle sometimes to do with people. But we do this in everything in our life. When you go somewhere and you go into a store, if I need something, and you know, in Mexico, we have some obstacles sometimes. I don't speak 100% Spanish, but you have this little obstacle. But when you go in there and you say, this is what I want, you always get it.
Yeah.
And people bend over backwards to get it.
Yeah.
So,
I love to live in Mexico.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are so beautiful.
Yeah.
The people here they're beautiful. They're family people. They're hard workers. They're just kind.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. They're, and the loyalty is incredible.
yeah.
You know, absolutely. When you're loyal to them, the loyalty is returned 100%.
Yeah.
You know, because you're giving everybody a better life.
Yeah.
You're letting them help you, and that's the great part about it. You're letting them help you, and you're helping them. They're letting you help them.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. So what's your plans now? What's the next? Where are you going next? What's the next platform? What's the next plateau you're going to hit?
The next plateau I'm going to hit is expanding to a lot more people.
Okay.
I've been a little back and forth over the last couple of years on what to do, because I was really caught up in saving the world for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally got out of that and realized I was just draining my energy. I wasn't helping anybody.
That's right.
And so my focus is on creating a lot more practitioners that can help people. I'm working a lot in Japan now, which has been a goal of mine for years. And I started working with Japan a couple of years ago, created over 200 practitioners there now in the last couple of years.
That's excellent.
Yeah. And I have like 10 different trainings I do. So it's been really beautiful. I want to get out more and do training to be able to, like, I'm going to Glastonbury, England, Wednesday.
That's right.
It's a heart chakra of the world, absolutely magical. I'm going to spend 2 days in Avebury, just really connecting to the land. It's a very magical place. I like it more in Stonehenge. And then setting up an event there for May, because I want to by accident, I've gotten some clients here, because mostly I work online with everybody. So just helping people here, and they've had these amazing, miraculous healings. And it's just so beautiful to be part of that and to be able to see that in person. I want to have that experience more. So I want to start doing some more in-person events, which is really nice, because I've always tried to avoid them. And when people recognize me, I used to run.
That happens.
So I think I've gotten through that now.
Yeah.
I'm okay with accepting that love, because really it's that acceptance of love, isn't it?
But it catches us off guard sometimes. You go somewhere and you're in a mindset, and all of a sudden somebody recognizes you. I did a TV show, a syndicated TV show, and I love yachts, and it was all about yachting. Nothing that I normally do, but we were in California, and this guy walks up. Hey, Captain Wade, I love your show. It wasn't that I felt it. I didn't know what to feel. It's like, how do you know me?
Yeah.
And I guess once I got past that, and then when I started writing books, I didn't understand what books were all about. I'm not a writer. I'm not an author. I'm just a writer. And I didn't understand. I sent out my books for probably 20 different publishers, and I got rejected every day. And then I wrote this passage that was called "Come Walk Me Home," and it was about a person at the end of their life. And it was an amazing story about the journey of who they were and an angel coming to walk them home. I sent that out, just one passage, not the whole book, just one passage. I got 7 offers.
Wow.
And 3 of them, publicists calling and crying and saying, what is this about? But your words have to touch people. Yeah. Once your words touch people with what you do every day, you do these shows every day, you do all these things for motivation and all these things for expansion and spiritual awareness, you would fail if you weren't touching. You're touching people.
Yeah.
And every day, every time somebody watches your show, and you think, okay, we have our audiences, and they go, it could be somebody walking through the room going, God, did you hear that lady? We touch people every day, all day long. And by you expanding your audiences is wonderful. Look at how many more people get the benefit
Yeah.
of what you're doing. Now, it takes a little more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that little more, you're not going to get what you want. And
Yeah.
that's where people really don't understand. They sit there going, well, I want to be this. What are you going to do to get it?
Yeah.
You don't have it now by doing what you're doing, so you know you have to change what you're doing. What are you going to do next? And that's the important part. So for you, I mean, I'm proud of you. I watch what you do, and I'm extremely proud of you. I love to see good people succeed.
Yeah, me too.
And you've been in this business a while. I mean, there's a lot of phonies.
There's so many phonies out there.
Yeah.
And that took me a while to come out too, because, I didn't want to be like them.
Yep.
And I didn't want to be perceived like them.
Right.
And some of these were my teachers. And then I wake up and go, oh my God, they're not real. They're phony.
Yeah. And it's all about the money.
Yeah.
It's always all about the money. As a kid, I grew up, you're aware, I mean, of different spiritual levels. There are crystal children.
Yeah.
And crystal children are children that they don't even know what's going on. I mean, I learned how to read cards before I ever learned how to play cards. And then as I got older, I realized that there are so many people out there that will just kind of suck you dry.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the people. There's phonies that try to get you to do something, but there's also phonies that say, I want you to help me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize after a while, I mean, now I don't do readings for anyone. I only do messages now. If I have a message for you, you're going to get it whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But that's all I do at this point.
Yeah.
And with your business and our business, I mean, as far as the spiritual, so few people are really there to help. And that's why I came on and said, you're the real deal. You are.
No.
And it's a sad world out there. But when you find, for those in your audience, when you find someone that you can relate to, they can relate to your shows, God, hold on and to enjoy the ride, because they'll learn so much. And then it's not only what they're learning, but this is what they're passing on to their children and their friends.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't, when you, as a parent, as anybody, as a parent, a friend, especially as a parent, when you teach someone something, or you show someone, when you show your children how to treat somebody else, that's how your children are going to treat you.
Yeah.
And you were constantly teaching people. And we teach people whether we realize it any time of the day, because when you have a higher vibration, people listen to everything you say.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. Now, and your shows are very well put together. You know exactly what you need to say, how you need to say it. And you do it on a platform where everybody can understand. Because some people, those that have eyes that'll see, and those that have ears will hear. Some people can watch your show forever and ever and ever, and they're not meant to understand you.
No.
And then there's
and I understand that too. It's not like saving the world.
You can't.
Because you can't.
Because you can't save the world.
You can't. Well, most people aren't ready for the message or even interested. They're so locked in to the games and the matrix that's going on. They can't move past that, but they're not meant to move past that.
Right.
There's only a small percentage of us that are meant to move past that, which brings everybody else with them. So it's not a separation. We're all in this together. Right. And it's really just, what is it? The square root of 1%, which is what, under 9,000 people for the whole planet. Right. I mean, if they could truly get into world peace in their hearts and be that clear, everything will just go bam and shift.
And I'm not sure if we're going to see that in our lifetimes. I
believe we will. Yeah. Archangel Michael came to me in Cornwall and St. Michael's Mount. I was told to go sit in the church. I went and sat in the church, and Archangel Michael appeared in front of me and told me I would see world peace in my lifetime. Wow. So I believe we will. Yeah. Well,
when you do something like that, you will. I'm a little more cynical at this point, because I'm seeing more of a degradation today.
It's supposed to.
And I mean, it all depends what books, if you believe in Revelations, or what's your theory or your religion or your spirituality is. But we're going to need a very fast turnaround. Yeah. Because I mean, I was watching something last night, and it was really kind of strange. It was about Elvis Presley. when he first, it was not the Elvis Presley movie, but like a documentary on him. And I mean, they were doing everything just to stop him because he was causing people to be drug addicts. That's what the mindset was. And he wasn't. You know, everybody knows the story of Elvis. And then then the Beatles came out, and then Elvis himself thought they were destroying the world. But we always have someone that we see as the destroyer.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better to look away from the destroyer and look at the people who are going to build to stop the destroyer.
Right.
And that's your world peace. That's what you're looking for.
That's what I'm all about.
Yeah. You're the first person I've ever honestly said you're looking for world peace and mean it.
Yeah.
Everybody, I want world peace. Yeah, everybody does. But I mean, it's funny when we were talking right before the show. What's my goals? I don't have any. I really don't have any goals. You know, my goal is to whatever is put in front of me today to fix it. And that's what I do. Whatever comes in front of me today, I'm going to fix it. And that's
So you're a fixer.
always, you know, I mean, I would rather have an old house and redo it than have a brand new house.
Yeah.
You know, but when you fix things, it's such okay. When we were young, we didn't have much money, and we would literally, you know, you'd buy a gallon of paint when you got paid, and you sit there, you paint that wall of your first house, and such gratification.
Yeah.
Because you got to change, they didn't change the color, you changed the vibration of your house. And that's what people people don't understand vibration. It's a great show that you're doing this because they just don't understand. Vibration is everything that we do.
Yeah. Everything.
We just had in this little community where we live, it's a little fishing village, and there was no money for Christmas. So last year, at the last minute, we came in and we made sure the kids had Christmas here. And then I sat the group down this year and said, "How much do you need?" And they said, "Well, we need 100,000." Okay.
That's pesos, everybody.
Yep. Yeah, that's pesos. That's not dollars. So we went off, and I says, "Okay, I'll have it done for you."
Yeah.
And the people were pretty okay with it because they wanted to start their fundraisers and do all this. And I'm not the kind of person who believes that I should send you to an event for you to give me money. I'm not going to get you drunk for you to give me money. I'm not going to entertain you to give me money, because if you really believe in that cause, you're going to give money.
Yeah,
because
I did.
I know you did.
I did. I donated.
The cause is more important than anything I could do for you.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday, now I made 3 half attempts during this because I'm pretty busy. So 3 times I went out to the community, and our company just decided we'll match dollar for dollar, peso for peso.
Right.
And yesterday we did our 3rd attempt. It's done.
Yeah.
We met our goal. We have our 100,000.
Nice.
And it's that easy. And all the people that are doing it, and a lot of people are saying, "Well, you know, God, you know, it's October." I told you not to worry. And this is what people don't understand. When Michael the Archangel told you not to worry,
yeah,
you know not to worry.
Yeah.
And
and I have that confidence in me about that,
Yeah.
you know, that I know this will happen.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, ask for guidance. What do you want me to do?
Right. But you know what? It's not the confidence. He gave you the vibration.
Yeah.
He gave you that vibration. So that calm that you were taught, what other areas of your life have you applied it to?
Yeah. All areas.
I mean, are you using that same calm in other areas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Once you find that calm, once you find that peace, it's so easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've had a lot of teachers come in and teach me.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I was painting. I wish I had the painting here. My son lost it in his storage stuff, but I was painting Buddha when I was in Glastonbury. And he was talking to me while I was painting him. So you're talking about the vibration. So when I was drawing him and painting him, I had tears dripping on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, "Don't worry. Everything you will ever need will be taken care of."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And it has. I haven't wanted for anything. Yeah. And everything I desire to have, it shows up.
Right.
You know, it's just, it would be nice to have a cushion there.
Yeah.
You know, I just really have never had that. It'd be nice to have my house paid off, but it'd be nice to be able to go out and do whatever I can to spread this message more and know the funds are there to take care of it. You know what I mean?
As you spread the message, more people are going to help you hit your goal.
Yeah. And that's really what I'm all about. I mean, sure, I want my house paid off and I want to be comfortable for my life. I don't live extraordinary, do things like that, but it's about being able to continue getting that message out there, to continue teaching people that they have the power within them to create exactly what they want on the planet. You know,
and they do. Everybody does.
Everybody
And
does.
it's funny because it's different stages of your life. You're going to have different. I'm not going to say this. I know it's different obligations, but different desires of what's going to make you happy. You know, when we were growing up, we talked about this last night. We saw somebody wearing just a ton of jewelry, and it's funny because we did that. We wore the gold chains and the rings, the diamond rings, and drove a Rolls Royce, had a yacht behind my house. That was important to me
at that time.
At one time.
Yeah.
And now I look back, and I mean, and I can honestly say, the cars mean nothing. The boat, I still love water, so that's always going to be important to me. But it's, it's what we find important today. And then I've always, as a young person, I've always loved older people. I always gravitated towards older people. They taught me so fast.
Yeah.
And they didn't teach me right and wrong. They taught me the things to look for.
Right.
Because history repeats itself over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And that's where people really need to. It's those people around you, the people that the forgottens are probably going to teach you more than someone that you're going to go to and say, I want to learn from you.
Yeah.
And it's just their words. And it's not even their words, but it's the vibration they're sharing with you. Because, by the time you're nearing the end of your life, you're still vibrating, but it's pretty slow. Yeah. It really is. Because I've had a lot of people that I've been there with, and my own father went to a stroke, and I want to give him his last rites. The vibration becomes so low, it becomes so quiet.
Yeah.
But they're changing. It's not that their vibration is losing. It's just the vibration that's still left here isn't anywhere else. It's in another plane. It's not anywhere else, but it's in another plane.
Yeah.
And they're making that transition. But the things that everybody can teach you. Everybody teaches
That's
us.
true. Okay, we need to go to commercial.
Okay.
So we'll be right back. Hang on, everybody. I'm with my friend Wade, and we're talking about vibration and how you can truly create anything you desire in life. We'll be right back. Thank you.
OMTimes TV. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. OMTimes Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, OMTimes offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an OMTimes magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on OMTimes TV and broadcasting it across the extensive OMTimes radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. OMTimes. Open yourself to the possibilities. Do you want to go deeper into sacred activations, which is a subconscious meta-programming process? Tamra Oviatt is inviting you to visit her website at tamraoviatt.com to sign up and get lifetime access to free 7 activations that you can listen to anytime you want or as often as you need. If you like what Tamra does and like to incorporate sacred activations into your life, she also offers live webinars, masterclasses, and practitioners training to further support your healing, manifestations, and expansion. There are hundreds of activations on her website that address different aspects of your life: money, health, relationships, intuitive abilities, and more. Head over to her website at tamraoviatt.com and experience the magic of sacred activations. Thank you for listening.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
With my writer tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So we're here with Wade, and we're talking about vibration and really vibrating at that area where you can create everything. And, you know, I got to say, Wade, I mean, when I was younger, I would do goals and I would make them. But I still had a lot of belief systems that I needed to shift.
Right.
You know, and so I really believe that people can create whatever they want, even with their vibrations screwed up. But yet I also crashed what I created. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have the vibration of keeping it. I had the vibration to create it.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the vibration to keep it.
There's a big difference there.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference. You know, we had, I owned a construction company. And this is the first time that I realized ever about keeping things. Because, you know, for me, it was so easy to make things.
Right.
So easy. I could build it. You know, I landed here in Mexico 10 years ago. Didn't speak Spanish. I'm in the financial business, not in the real estate business. And I decided that I'd try to buy a house. I couldn't buy a house. I mean, I just couldn't trust anybody. So I opened up this company. You can build easily. But when we were in Sarasota in 1989, there was a giant crash in the economy and in the construction business, especially in Florida. Now I have my first house on the water, and that was a stretch. That was a stretch for me. We had a very small mortgage, like a $60,000 mortgage. I owned one car, I leased one car, and I had maybe $40,000 in the bank. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing my company unravel, literally unravel. All the work we're doing we're working for builders. We were a subcontractor for some large contractors. They weren't paying us. We went down $328,000 cash in 9 months.
Wow.
And I'm in my 30s, probably. I guess my 30s back there, near 40. I sat down in my backyard, this gorgeous place we created, and I made the realization right then: this is mine. No one can take it. And the only one that could take this from me is me, because I would give it up. And that's where people miss a lot of times. If you work that hard to get something, keep it. Keep it. Now go work that hard to get something else and keep that. And work something else. Go work hard to get something else and keep that. But we're too easy to say, well, if I lose it, I'll make it again. No. Once you get something, keep it, hold on to it. And it's not that you're hoarding, or it's not that you're keeping things that you don't need, but that's one of your badges. You did that.
Yeah.
Wear that badge, or put that badge in a book or a case or whatever you want to do. Now go get another badge. And then one day you may find it that you'll say, I want to give that badge to somebody. I want to give that to somebody, not somebody take it away from me.
Right.
But it's yours to give.
I just did that with my car.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
I had a beautiful Mercedes.
Yeah. And you love that car.
Yeah, I love that car.
I mean, you know, that was one of those things where it was so, I had, yeah, I know. I had one of those too.
Well, you had a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I made it to Mercedes status. I never made it to Rolls Royce status.
Well, when I got rid of my Rolls, what I found out is actually it was part of somebody, and I'm not allowed to say it because the papers I had to sign, but someone very serious that died, or very big that died, that I want to buy this car. And I was like, I'm never going to get rid of it. Yeah, I did get rid of it because I wasn't me anymore.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
And it's funny, in Mexico, I mean, I live in a great house. I live in a beautiful community, but what I had in Sarasota, I'll never have here.
Yeah.
And it's
but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it's like we don't even have a car right now. You know, we have a golf cart.
Yeah, but that's good though.
That's really cool. And it's like, you know, it doesn't matter to me. The car status doesn't matter anymore.
No.
And, you know, I would never bother buying a Mercedes here.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. But you know what? At that time, that's what we thought we needed. No. So now what you've done is you've just created a higher vibration.
No.
Because, you know, sometimes when we're young, we go off and we buy, you buy that new Samsung or iPhone or whatever, and that creates your status for you, whether you understand it or not.
Yeah, I get that.
Now, when I buy a new phone, because I use the Samsung Notes all the time, when I buy a new phone, what's this thing going to do for me?
Yeah.
Because this is going to help me make my life easier. That's it. It does happen to make calls, but it does a lot of other things too. But we do the same thing. I mean, today I drive a Hyundai.
Yeah.
I drive a Hyundai Santa Fe, and I never thought in my life I would ever drive a Hyundai.
Yeah.
I am totally content.
Yeah.
I am absolutely
Isn't
content.
that nice?
Yeah. And I don't need this anymore. And I mean, I live in an 8,000 square foot house. I mean, my house is just, it's
your house is gorgeous.
All standards amazing.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody that comes in our house, the first thing everybody says is, "Oh my God, the feel."
Yeah.
Because you know what? Everybody's welcomed in. Everybody's welcomed in. And our house isn't, I don't believe in religions. I'm a Gnostic, actually. I'm a spiritualist. I don't believe in churches. I pray everywhere.
Yeah,
I pray everywhere that I'm at. I give thanks for everything, everywhere that I'm at. But I had this one client come in, and he's actually a minister, and he goes, "Your house feels like it's a house of God. It's like it's a church."
Because it is a house of God.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what I said to him. But you have to have that. Here in Mexico, that's called tranquilo. It's tranquility, that tranquil feeling. And once you learn the vibrations, once you learn how to do things, it's so easy to put that in every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
It's just so easy. And you're on your path now. You're on the verge. You're ready to go, which is sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just been going, I've been enjoying myself.
Oh, you have.
For 8 years, I just traveled,
Yeah.
and then I would do what I was told to do. Spirit would say, you got to do this, you got to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I did it as I traveled, as I hung out in the crop circles and in the sacred sites, And
how lucky you were to do that.
Oh my God. And I learned so much.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely beautiful experience. And so these last 2 years I haven't really gone anywhere.
Well, COVID, I think, did a lot of that too, so you weren't able to. And see, I think COVID hurt a lot of people, and not because of you weren't able to work or you weren't able to do. You changed your mindset.
Yeah.
You became afraid.
Yeah.
And this is
that's what it was for.
That's exactly it. This is the thing that people have to understand is don't be afraid.
No.
Don't be afraid of being successful. And the most important thing is,
that's really good. And that's so important.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be afraid of being successful.
Yeah. That's two mistakes people make all the time, is afraid of success. And we've heard that all of our lives. Don't be afraid. And then don't apologize for what you have.
Yeah.
Don't apologize for who you are.
Yeah.
I don't apologize to anybody for what I have because I created that.
Yeah.
And if people that have higher vibrations, there's a few traits about everybody that has a higher vibration that doesn't change. When you walk into a room, everybody's going to feel you, guaranteed.
Yeah.
You'll be in the stores, people are going to stare at you. They don't know why.
Yeah, they do that to me.
But they stare at you.
Yeah.
Animals will love you.
Yeah.
They will absolutely love you to death. And when you have that higher vibration, there are some things that are never, ever going to change. Is the haters will hate you because they don't like that vibration.
Yeah.
Those are the things that we have to understand. And when you change, your life is going to change too, not just because you're wanting something else, but there are other things that are going to, because the people that are going to hate you are going to just say, no, that's not right. They're not doing it right. And I don't like it. It's not for them to like or not like. It's you. It's your growth, but it's going to irritate the hell out of them. And just be ready for it. And then as you go on, but the nice part about changing.
Don't get sucked into it.
That's right. Changing your vibration is really great because you also get to, the more you get to help.
Yeah.
We have our community here is very small,
Yeah.
And there was some people here that needed some very drastic help not too long ago. And you know what? When they call, it's very simple. All I can say is, well, how much?
No.
I already know their vibration. I know they're good people.
Yeah.
Just how much? What do you need?
Yeah.
And that's how, when you do that, I got off the phone, and my other half, we've been together for 43 years.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah,
he's so gorgeous.
He's just
what a great guy.
Yeah, I got lucky.
43 years. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. But we got off the phone and he goes, that's just good. That's just good. You know, I mean, when you can help people, that vibration, you know what it takes? And I don't know how to do this for a scale. Let's say this, you have to scale from 1 to 100. You're vibrating at 80%. You go to help somebody, your vibration just went to 100.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, for me, that's like when we used to paint a wall and say, oh my God, admiration time.
Yeah.
You know, because you're able to do something that you did.
Yeah.
And you're able to get what's coming out of that. And it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it doesn't matter how much you can give. It's just the act of giving and being of assistance really helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember years ago, it was around Thanksgiving time and I was really broke and I was going to my chiropractor and I stopped by, I heard in my head, Target has tablecloths on sale and I was hosting Thanksgiving. So go pick up a tablecloth. So I went in to get a tablecloth. And when I was coming out, I heard pull $20 out of your account. And it's like, well, that's about all I have, you know, and they're all pull it out. And I said, okay. So I pulled the money out. And when I was driving out of the parking lot, there was a man there with a sign. And I heard, give him the $20. And I didn't even question it. I just rolled down my window and I said, here you go, you know, happy holidays. And I went on. And of course the money was replaced.
Always is.
It always is. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about stuff like that, even if it's that small. Even, you know, I mean, that was like my last 20, but I gave it away and I didn't even worry about it.
Right.
And I don't remember anything else about it, but I remember my trusting spirit to be able to do that.
That was probably one of the biggest lessons you ever learned in your life.
Yeah.
And that was the universe teaching you one of the most important lessons you're ever going to learn. And people, we as people, we just don't understand anything.
Yeah.
We really don't. I mean, there's so much that I don't understand, I'm sure, you know.
Yeah.
But we just don't understand how the universe really works. And there was a book out, and I give away books like crazy. I read something and I give away. There's one book that's been on my desk for probably 25 years, 30 years, called The Secret. And everybody's read it.
Yeah.
And that's the only book that I will never give away. Now, I write those kind of books.
Yeah.
But I still need to pick up it every once in a while, open it up, and sit down and read for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it just reinforces what we do. Yeah. And it doesn't matter when you give away, like you gave away your last 20.
Yeah.
Okay, that was $20 is very small, but that was huge. And when we realized that the most important thing, it wasn't the money you were giving them. You were giving them food, you were giving them substance, you were giving them whatever.
Right.
But the most important thing is you held the hand that trembled.
Yeah.
That's what you did. That's the important thing. You hold a hand that trembles until it stops. That's when you can do that. It's unbelievable. Just that one little thing to do, because so many people are standing around you trembling every day, and we don't take the time to stop and hold their hands. They're not asking for money. They're not asking for anything else. They're just asking for reassurance that their life is okay. And that's what we all have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's about being of service.
That's right.
And it doesn't have to, again, it doesn't even have to be about the money.
No,
I mean,
no.
It could be just a small amount
Right.
or just that hug or you'll be
That's
okay
right.
or that smile.
That's right. Oh my God, a smile is worth a million, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I do this thing all the time. Well, I'm a hugger. I hug everybody. Yeah. And but when people hug me, they don't really. It's being a medium. I do things differently than a lot of people do. When I hug you, it's a barometer. It's just what you're telling me is the minute I hug you is all the problems that you can't solve. That's what comes to me all the time.
That's your superpower.
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
And when it comes in, and then when I hug somebody, sometime during that conversation, I can't fix everything, and they're not asking me to, but I leave enough hints behind just to fix a little, just to put a little bit of bubble gum on one of those cracks. Because most of the people that we know, especially as you get older, their hearts are held together with tears and bubble gum.
Yeah,
that really is, and it's so sad that as we get older, and then it takes us a lot of time into our 70s and 80s before we can say, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because until then, we carry that luggage of our heart being broken so many times and all the things that happen to us and the loss of family or children or whatever. It's hard to do. It's just extremely hard to do.
Yeah.
But it takes us a lifetime to walk away from it, which is good.
Yeah, it takes a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it's not going to change. And you know what? And someone's going to be sitting in these two chairs 100 years from now doing the same thing we're doing today, because there are so many people that can't see and can't hear. And that's what you're doing. And that's just a lovely gift you have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It's been absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to have this talk with you and to share this with everybody. And I hope you got some peace in your heart that, you can do this. It's not that difficult. It's just a vibration, and it's just committing to it and connecting with it and going for it. You can do anything and everything you desire. There's nothing that will stop you. So thank you so much, Wade. Now Wade sells houses here in Yucatan, Mexico. It's absolutely incredible. He's got a fantastic company. You want to share some information?
We have a company here called Yucatan Beach Homes. And it's really funny. If you put Wade and Yucatan in any Google search, you'll probably get 2,000 entries on it. But we've sold hundreds of houses here at the beach. We also sell in Campeche, which is the next state over. We sell a little differently than a lot of people do, because we kind of do what we do. We go on vibrations. When like a typical client is not someone who comes in and says, "Okay, I like your vibration. We're buying your house," but they're doing it whether they realize it or not. And all my books are on Amazon. My books are they're metaphysical and they're spiritual. And but the most important thing, my books all have messages to them, and they're there to help you through. They're very short books, very short reads, and I keep the prices really low on them. But they're there just to guide you through that one day, that one time where you just need a little bit of push. But that's what they're there for, and I hope they help everybody. You've got a great. I love this lady. I mean, I just can't. From the day that I met her, I love her. But the sad part is, even though we live so close, we never have time to talk because we're both so busy. And it's kind of funny because you guys get to see one of our conversations.
Yeah. Thank you, Wade. Wade, what's your last name again?
Yeah, Wade Yarchen, and my company is Yucatan Beach Homes.
Can you spell Yarchen so they can look you up on
Yarchan?
Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I am not going to be running activations today. I will be with you next week, and we will be running some then. Thank you so much for joining me. And next time I see you, I'll be coming to you from Glastonbury, England. Yay! And sharing what I'm receiving while I'm there. Thank you.
How do you choose to use your time? I choose to walk on a sunny street where laughter, love, and the sunshine meet. I choose to walk on a sunny street. The road is smoother and life is sweet. It's up to you, the decisions that you make. The power